Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be doing a video talking about the Treehouse of Horror update that we have just got. So it's just hit, Treehouse of Horror 2017 or Halloween 2017. And yeah, so it's kind of cool so far. I'm gonna say that I think it's not. I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but it's not terrible. I think it's kind of mediocre from what I can tell so far, because I don't think it, to me, it doesn't scream like it's too good. Like, I think it's probably a little bit better than, well, it's better than the Secret Agents, and it's better than the Time Traveling Toaster. Don't know if it's as good as Homer Palooza and the Destination Springfield. I can tell you for a fact it's definitely not as good as Destination Springfield, I don't think. But it's still okay, I guess. They're adding some cool characters, so first of all, we'll just start with the splash screen. So here's the splash screen. It's pretty mediocre. I'm not a massive fan of this splash screen. It's kind of cool, I guess. Now, of course, the main theme for this entire event is kind of like a magic theme. It's not entirely that though. They've kind of tied in other things, and they've made it. The way they've structured it is quite good. I do like the magic theme, and I do think it is going to work, and I do like what they've done with it. I think it is a clever way of doing it. Of course, they've given us all these characters. The one character who doesn't really fit with the whole magic theme, at least I don't think he does, is Count Dracula, who we're going to be getting as an Act 3 prize, which I'm really happy they're adding Count Dracula, because I've wanted him in the game for a bit, and I think Halloween obviously is very perfect. There's a few other characters like Angelica Button, of course, Angelica Button, sorry. Button. No, Angelica Button. She fits in that. She's obviously not a Halloween character, but she fits into that thing. We've got Wizard Bart, Wizard Lisa, and so let's just go through some of the costume. Let's go through the characters and stuff, because obviously I'm sort of talking about the characters I've shown you. So first of all, if you go into the casino performers, we've got the Great Ramondo, whatever. He's actually a character that teaches Lisa some magic tricks or something, so that's how he's tying in, but he's in the casino performers. And then we go over to the Simpsons. We've obviously, the mustache tree is actually involved in this event. He's one of the people you can capture, I guess. But we've also got two costumes from the Simpsons episode. So we got one for the Squeaky Voice team, and we got one for Frink, which I honestly think is really odd how they've given us these two costumes out of all of them. Like, I would have, like, it to me, it just doesn't really make much sense why these two are the costumes we're getting. I don't understand why we didn't get the one for Willy, for example. The one for Willy looks so much cooler. But whatever, so we're getting these two costumes. It just really seems odd to me why we were only getting these two. I'm not really a big fan of this, and I swear I didn't even see the Squeaky Voice team in that episode, so he definitely was a blink and you miss it costume. And then if you go over to the Treehouse of Horror kids, we've got Angelica Button, and we've got the Wizard Bart and Wizard Lisa, as you saw them. You obviously got all these, but when I was taking these screenshots, there was a glitch in the game. That's why I couldn't have this video last night for you guys, because there was like a glitch where we couldn't get these costumes at first for some weird reason, so I couldn't actually do the video for you, but now that's alright. So that's the kids, and then if you go to the Treehouse of Horror adults, first of all you have this wizard-looking costume for. It looks like a costume for Homer actually, but it's actually not. It's called Greystash. So this is an Act 2 prize. This is a natural playable character. I'm not too sure really. It looks like it's a playable character anyway. It might be a costume because it does look like Homer, but it's a bit odd if it is a playable character on its own. Bit weird, but whatever. The Wizard Unicorn, which is pretty cool. I like the look of this guy. He's pretty cool. He's got some tasks and stuff. Very very nice. So obviously you have Count Dracula there, which I'm really happy for. I'm glad they finally added him. And then we've got this one for Burns, which is Lord Montemort. This is another thing. I think this is this from the Simpsons? I don't even remember, but basically you get Lord Montemort. But basically it looks like it's also a playable character and not a costume. From what the wiki's saying, I may be wrong about that. It may be actually be a costume, but I'm not too sure. Either way, this is why I'm kind of a bit annoyed with this entire event. That a lot of these are like characters, but they should be costumes, but I don't want more costumes. I don't want this many costumes. Anyway, moving on. If you go across, you scroll across, you can also see Slivers and the evil shopkeeper owner. So Slivers is looking also like a playable character, and obviously the evil shopkeeper is apparently going to give us challenges, but I haven't actually seen that yet, so can't really comment on his challenges as of yet. Anyway, moving on. If you move on again, we have Treehouse of Horror Beasts. So here we have now this Kearney, Kearneymon. I don't know if it's actually meant to be Kearney. I don't think it is, but he's basically free, and he's one of the beasts that you can fight. I presume he's going to have tasks after, because he is a character, but it's not entirely sure. He may not. I'm not too sure though. And then if you look there, we have the Burns Dragon, 499 donuts. That's going to be sometime later. And then we got Switch you can buy now. He's pretty cool as well, I guess. Again, I'm pretty sure he's also a solo character, which is kind of annoying. And then if you scroll over again, and I guess this one kind of has to be a solo character, and this is the Bullyvern. It's like a big dragon that has the 3 heads of the bullies on. I guess that kind of has to be a character, because it would be hard to make that a costume, but it's still, again, really annoying, because we're having all this stuff which really should be costumes, but it's actually characters. So that's all the costumes. Anyway, wow, I'm usually not still speaking about costumes and characters at 6 minutes in the video. Anyway, let's move on. There is actually quite a lot of stuff, though. I give him that. There is a lot of characters / costumes in here. So I give him that. Anyway, then we have the prize track. So as you can see here, it's the same format as always, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. It all seems to be revolving around magic anyway, so there's not really much structure to it as like the Home of Palooza and the Destination Springfield had, with the whole, the genres of music being being an act, and with Destination Springfield, different locations being an act. This one doesn't have that. It's just just normal. It's just kind of throwing stuff together if you want. Some okay prizes, I'll give them that. Some pretty cool prizes. Anyway, if we move on to the store, we've just got the standard stuff in for the Halloween. So we've got the jack-o'-lantern, the dead tree, the spooky tree, the pumpkin patch. They are the cash things, and of course there was a few donut stuff as well that I've already showed you anyway. And I'll show you the buildings in a minute, and that's another complaint I do have. But yeah, the store's pretty basic, really. Again, I really would like it if they gave us some sort of decoration. They added us the decoration every year, and then like the fence that we got in the Home of Palooza. Like, I really like how that's now permanently in the game, that's really cool. But whatever. And then we have the Charmers Market Exchange. This is the crafting, and this is probably my biggest complaint about the crafting. I think the crafting this year is just awful, and the reason I think it's awful is because it's just most of the stuff, about I would say about half of the stuff in the crafting menu is stuff we've already got and we've already had in previous years. Now I guess it is good for players who don't have it, but you put that stuff in the store, that's the point, or you put it in like a mystery box or something. You don't put it in the crafting, because it ruins it for players who's already got all the crafting, because a lot of this stuff was crafting stuff already, like the bell tower and the medieval rich house. I'm pretty sure they were also those two were both crafting. The werewolf Flanders is also in there. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure if that was crafting last year. I'm pretty sure that might have been donuts, or it might have been, I think actually no, it's a prize, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was a prize. So, it's a bit annoying that they've kind of loaded the crafting with stuff we've already got. Like, I wasn't even too sure about like some of the stuff, but it is annoying. There is some new stuff in the crafting, and I'll show that in a bit. But yeah, I think overall the crafting menu has really let itself down. It's not particularly very good. And here's the positive thing: is the fights. Now, I don't know about the fights. The one problem I have with the fights is we can't tell if these characters are going to have tasks or not. So if you're, the Kearneymon, for example, we don't know if the Kearneymon's going to have tasks or not after this event. It's not clear, because of course once you defeat him, he just goes back into his little lair and just sits there. So it's really confusing as to whether or not we're actually, getting these as playable characters after. But it is pretty cool, the fights. Obviously you have all your different wizards and stuff, like obviously the Magic Out Mailhouse and the Wizard Martin, wherever it is, they all could be used, and Wizard Bart and Wizard Lisa and all that. And of course all the characters that you unlock as well, some of them you can use as well. So, and you fight the monsters, blah blah blah. Also the tree stash is another monster you can fight, which is kind of cool how they're actually bringing in that episode tie-in to this event. So obviously they've been planning this for a while. That's pretty cool though. I do like how they did that. I don't think they've done that before. But anyway, that's the fights. I do think the fights are pretty cool. And then we'll move on to the building showcase for you guys. So here we have a few of the buildings. So yeah, this is probably my biggest complaint. Actually, no, I don't know if it's my biggest complaint. Maybe the crafting is probably my biggest complaint. But this one is a medium complaint, is the fact that we haven't got too many buildings. So we've got a Charmers Market there, as you can see, which is kind of cool. And then next to it, you just have a few of these, like, little, these are decorations, but like the Kernimon's Alley, the Burns, sorry, not the Burns, the Lude's Bar and all this. They have the Royal My Pod and the music, automaton and all this. And then there's a few buildings there as well. I'm not going to go through all of them, obviously, but you can just see some of the buildings there. Some of the stuff's pretty cool. There, of course, is the Kernimon in his cage, so to speak. And then if you move along to the next picture, there's a few other stuff here. There's like some of the crafting stuff. Like this is like meant to be... I'm not too sure what it... Well, you have the unicorn thing. Like I think that's a pretty cool, like, sort of final prize. You have the magic stuff. Just some stuff, really. The castle walls, for example, they're there, and the tower and stuff. I'm kind of getting a bit bored of castles. There's too many castles in the game, but there you go. There's just a few other stuff there. It's just a quick showcase for you guys. If you can see what you can get. Yeah, but that's pretty much it in terms of what the content in this update and stuff. One thing we are getting is the Lord Montymont's lair for skin for the towers, which is kind of cool. I'm actually looking forward to that. That looks kind of cool. I like it when they give us a skin for stuff. Some skins are really cool. But, I mean, overall, that's pretty much it. I mean, there is a few other pretty cool decorations that are not coming out yet. Like, we can get the Lord Lad donut, like just a huge donut for some weird reason, which is really, really cool. A crushed car, with a big rock, and you can get some other stuff like the cat bus, which is just like a there is some cool looking stuff in the if you go and look on the wiki. I'll try to leave a link in the description for you guys. You can see all the stuff you can get, which is really, really cool. So some of the stuff is pretty awesome, but I think overall I just have a few kind of pet peeves with this update. I think it could have been a bit better. I do believe it could have been a way better, because they could have given us. I don't know. I'm really not sure about this whole magic theme. It's a bit of a weird theme. Like I don't know how confident I am about it, because I don't know how it's going to fall. Of course, or it's going to like sort of stick together. But I don't know. I'm rambling. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So like just sort of reiterate my points. My biggest kind of beef with it is the crafting, which I think was done horribly this year. And I'm probably not going to have to say the buildings as well. I don't think there's too many buildings. Like just looking over the wiki, it looks like we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 buildings. Like that's not too bad, but again, I always think like a 15 to 20 buildings is like a solid update. But you look at the amount of characters we're getting. This is something they've done really well, I guess. Like the Kernimon, I'm cool with that being its own character. The Bernie Vern, I'm cool with that being its own character. But then we've got like Lude and Crawl and Barfly, which are costumes. They should be costumes for Lenny, Carl, and Barney, but for some weird reason they're playable their own playable characters, it would seem. The Unicorn Wizard is an okay character, I guess. Greystash should be a costume for Homer, but apparently it's going to be its own character, it looks like. Really, really weird. Slivers is another one. Lordy Montymont is another one. That they should just be costumes and wig ups as well. So to be honest, you could even argue that Angelica Button should be its own costume. But like in terms of characters, I'm okay with like characters. Like I'll take Kernimon, I'll take the Bully Vern, and I'll take Count Dracula, obviously. And I'll take the Evil Shopkeeper, the Great Raymondo, and Angelica Button. And you know what? I'll say the Bones Dragon as well. That's cool with that being. I'm cool with that being its own character. So 7 characters who I think should be characters and not costumes, but for some weird reason, they're their own playable characters when they should be costumes. But whatever. That's it for this video. So you guys tell me your thoughts on the update. That's my kind of huge review of it, I guess, so far. And of course, when we're about halfway through, when we've got Act 2, when that drops, I will do my kind of, how is it so far thing, and then I'll do my sort of top 5 cons, top 5 top 5 pros, top 5 cons, and then I'll do favorite character and favorite building, like I usually do. Yeah, and that video should be good. And then of course, when the update comes to an end in about 40 days, it would have seemed, which is a really, I swear that's quite long for an update. I swear it's never that long. I don't know. Maybe it is that long. But apparently, I will be doing. Then I will do, of course, my kind of content list, of course. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick little kind of review. Not too sure if we're getting a Guilds deal. It's not really too sure if we're going to get one. I hope we do get one, because I do like when we get a Guilds deal, like, in between. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.